Hey guys, and welcome to another F1 2020 My Team video here with Jags Hockey. Before we hop into any actual footage, we were in the middle of practice and we got pulled into an interview after doing just one lap. So you can tell we put a lot of effort in, and we had to think about it, but we went with the power unit improvement answer to try and get a little boost with that, as we just spent our facility upgrade on that, and then our second one. We went with more of a PR answer. But this week, we are at Spain. This is race number 6 of our first season with Elephant Hill Racing, and it's been good so far this season. We have been punching above our belt line for sure. And again, per usual, we're skipping right past practice and straight into qualifying. So this is my first lap of qualifying, and it's a 119.1. So our second lap, I think the AlphaTauris were somewhere around a 118.4, so we're definitely trying to improve on that 119.1. But our car, at some tracks we're just gonna struggle, and this one seemed a lot like Vietnam, where I just couldn't find the additional pace that was needed in order to be competitive, and so we did, okay. In F2, this was a race that I was able to win when we were all in spec cars. But right now, in terms of our development, that's not looking like it's going to be the case. So our second lap, we did improve to a 118.5, but we do want to get down to the 118.4s. And so this is really our last shot. Qualifying is over. We're on a hot lap here. And we're sitting 16th. We're in relegation, so we're very close to being able to move on, but we can't quite move on. And then boom, a Gasly goes in and puts in a quick lap. So we absolutely need to improve here, and we oversteer on the final turn, and we don't improve. So we're gonna end up qualifying in 17th position and out in Q1, not making it to Q2. So disappointing for Elephant Hill Racing, both Mick and I being knocked out, but roughly able to go with the car. And you can as was a big topic with last race, our engine wear is coming up, and I was thinking about, because we didn't qualify well, I was thinking about just taking a full fresh engine and like 100 penalties and start back the grid. But based on where we are in the standings, I actually decide to not do that. And so here's the grid of obviously a McLaren front row lockout, or sorry, a Mercedes front row lockout, followed by Max and Charles. Alex is 5th, followed by a McLaren sandwich of Danny Ricciardo. There's Danny Kvyat in 11th. And then here we see some grid place penalties coming in. So Pierre Gasly with a grid place penalty and Sergio Perez. So we move up 2 positions to start 15th. So I'm pretty pleased with starting 15th. Our average grid spot has been 14th. So it's right around where we're used to. We are going to go into the one-stop strategy. Most of the front runners are going to be on used softs. So here, 5 red lights on, and we're out, and we are racing live at Catalunya. So a decent start for us. We get into the slipstream of Vettel here on the Ferrari, and we go side by side here down into turn 1. And you can see that inside line just stacks up. We go flying down the outside. We make up several positions there. We're going to body Lando out of the way up into P9. So we shove our way up into first. Let's take a quick look at the instant replay here. So decent start, decent getaway. We have been getting away better than other cars, but not so much this one. And you can see, look at that line just form, and they get stuck there. And so we're able to just really overtake a bunch of cars that they should have gone 2 wide instead of 1 wide there. So a good start from us. Definitely happy with it. Again, you can see how we get off the line. Not that great. And we do start to catch up into the second phase. But once we get to this part, we're not making any traction, and it just happens at that inside line. We almost make contact with Stroll there, but we make our way. So we're up into 9th on lap 1 after starting 15th. That's 6 positions gained. So a great start from us. And, pretty much what you'll end up seeing is Spain is a very difficult track to overtake on. We know this from watching Formula One, and it's no different in the video game. Very, very difficult to overtake. Fast forwarding here to lap 3, where DRS is about to become active. You can see we've been able to keep Lando behind us, who is on the soft, but Kvyat in front of us on the medium, and we're not able to actually get any closer to them. So really struggling out of that final corner. I believe it's turn 16 here in Spain, and can't get the traction down. Skipping ahead to lap 5 here, lap 6. You can see we're keeping the exact same distance. We're not getting any further away, but we're not getting any closer. So just trying to put pressure onto Kvyat here on lap 6 of 33. And at this point, Carlos is beginning to pull away. You can see that group ahead just beginning to edge away, and a gap in front of them forming as well. So the leaders are starting to prance away here. And a big snap of oversteer. But here, I thought that this helicopter shot was really cool. But you can basically see, even with DRS, I mean, we know Kvyat doesn't have DRS, but watch all the way down. Both Lando and I do, and we're just not gaining on anybody. So it's just stationary all the way down. And this is basically every single lap of this race. Lap 9 here, Lando's gone into the pits for his pit stop, and Ocon is on an absolute charge. And we are able to fight it off by holding the inside there and basically going for the re-overtake. He got us fully past on the racing line as we went onto the dirty part of the track, but we basically dive bomb into the corner and really hug the apex and run off out wide. Let's see from his point of view where he has to go. So he definitely brakes early, which gives me the ability to come back in. I think he should have covered it off once he had me pass, because I don't think I could have done anything at that point. So Ocon missing out on an opportunity there on us. But as we head into lap 9 here of 33, we're up into 6th position. Some of the front runners have pit on their 2-stop strategies, but we are on the 1-stop strategy. Lap 10 here, again going defensive on Ocon, who has seemed to found pace at this point. And we are now out of slipstream of Kvyat. We're prone to being hunted down now. Lap 14, we've been able to defend, but Kvyat has slipped away as we've started defending harder against Ocon. And Kvyat and Ocon hop into the pits. And so this is a great opportunity for us. So we're going to go for the overcut and see if we can actually come out ahead of these cars. And unfortunately, Kvyat was able to get about a 3.5 second lead. And right as we do that, we're going to go on board this whole lap, but we get a massive snap of oversteer. And that's just right after we put our front wheel onto the curb and destabilize the car. So a really terrible first sector there, but we're actually only about 4/10 up. So continuing on here with the lap, you can definitely see a bunch of snaps of mini snaps of oversteer. The car is definitely losing traction and trying to use all of our ERS and all of our rich fuel mix here and just extract everything that we can on this lap, even though these tires want to give up. So definitely, I don't know, sometimes I think when you push this hard, you actually go slower. I think this lap is a good example of that. But you'll see, again, we're just pushing too hard, slightly missing our braking point. Leclerc, who was about 9/10 of a second, basically on our tail now, and he's on the hard tire. So at this point, I'm worried that Ocon has gotten past us. And as we head into the pits here, you'll see that left front taking a pretty good beating. Honestly, the left rear as well. We're just messing around here with the brake bias. But the boys with a 2.4 second pit stop. Amazing pit stop. So there goes Kvyat And here comes Sebastian Vettel, actually, who I didn't even realize that we were racing Vettel. But our strategies, we end up on the same part of the track at lap 16. So we do come right between Kvyat and Ocon. Lap 16, and Esteban Ocon retires with a mechanical failure out of the race. So we're going to go into a safety car, and lap 19, that does save some of the tire. So not only do we save some fuel, but we also save some performance of the tire. We know that we can pretty much push from now to the end of the race on this hard compound. So here we go now on to lap 20, and we got a snap of oversteer again out of 16. And that's going to lead us on the back foot here down the straight. Stroll looking very aggressive down the inside side by side, but we managed to actually outbrake the entire corner, and we hold through turn 2 and onto 3. Now we do have to be careful. The tires not quite as warm as they would be if we weren't under the safety car, but we're able to hold them off for the most part. So lap 20 here, and we're pretty much back into following like a train. It's almost this track is almost like putting all the cars on rails, and you just follow one after another. There might as well be a virtual safety car, but alas, we need to try and extract the maximum performance from the car. P7 after qualifying P15, or P17 is where we qualified. Would have never thought that we would be this far up in the race. And skipping ahead, lap 23, another example of a mistake. Now on to lap 24, we're taking that corner a bit more gingerly now, and avoiding just jumping onto it. 25 here, again, just trying to skip through some of these boring parts of this race. If you want to watch the race in full, you can check out the VOD on my Twitch. But really, for the most part, it was just a typical Spanish Grand Prix. A lot of following, very difficult to follow closely and set up for overtakes. And this section is really where you need to get it locked in and make sure that you're set up for that sweeping right-hander, so that you can get this pull. But even there, I get a decent traction. You can just see with both of us having DRS, there's no chance. And so you can see the leaders have cleared off in front. And actually, lap 32, Vettel's going to dive down the inside of Kvyat. They're going to go wheel to wheel through 1 and 2. Great battling action here, and that allows us to actually catch back up as we'd fallen out of DRS. So lap 32, we're going to go on board for this entire lap here. Into turn 4 here, sweeping around the outside, getting a nice line, setting ourselves up for turn 5. And you can see Vettel now beginning to pull away, but we are able to stick onto the back of Kvyat, and we're decently close here. Rain is on the way in 10 minutes, but that will be just as the race ends. So nothing that we need to worry about, just some cloud coverage, which is actually going to make the track a bit stickier, as it's been super hot the entire race with high tire deg. And so as it cools down a bit, it'll actually make it easier to drive. So coming to the end of lap 32, we're just over 6/10 behind our main rival here. Remember, Danny Kvyat is our rival in F1 2020 at this point in the season. So we try to make sure that we don't get that big snap of oversteer. We're going to use all of our ERS, rich fuel mix here. Last lap of the race. As we dive down, he's going to go slightly defensive. We're going to snap onto the racing line, look for our braking zone, hit our braking zone, cover the inside, and boom, job done. And so we can watch the replay here. DRS flap open. He does go slightly defensive, and at the end of the day, it's actually a rather mundane overtake, but very exciting for us. We make an overtake on the last lap, and we're going to finish this race P6 after qualifying 17th. That's 11 positions that we gained on this race. Fantastic result for the boys. Really amazing work, and we're going to have to try and get our qualifying position a bit further up if we want to continue seeing performances like this. But Bottas actually bring home the victory ahead of Hamilton, so that does tighten up the championship, and again, we finish ahead of our rival. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment, And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and click the bell to get notifications. But yeah, extremely close racing pretty much the entire way through. Ended up being, not the most eventful race, but it was very high stress because of lap one. We got ahead of so many faster cars, able to defend pretty nicely. So in the driver's standings, we are sitting a nice 7th place in the driver's standings. And in the constructors, actually, we do move forward a bit. So you'll see we move up into 4th, and we're outperforming both Renault and McLaren at this point. So we're really fighting for P7 or P8, but currently sitting P4. We'll take it. Again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'll see you next time.